What if I told you that changing one thing, your attitude, could break you free from burnout and mediocrity? Jeff Keller was a successful lawyer who felt spiritually dead inside. Then, one desperate night, a $39 infomercial changed everything. In the next 7 minutes, you'll discover the clean your window metaphor, Jim Carrey's $10 million check secret, and why one man took the bar exam 14 times. Let's dive in.
We are going to break down the massive idea from Jeff Keller's book, Attitude is Everything. Seriously, we're going to explore how one simple shift in the way you think can literally reshape your entire life. So let's kick things off with this huge idea from William James, because it's really the foundation for everything we're about to get into. The thought that you, yes you, can change your life just by changing your mind, that's revolutionary. But how does that actually work? Let's find out. All right, our story starts with the author Jeff Keller. Back in the 80s, you look at him and think, this guy's got it made. Successful lawyer, the whole deal. But on the inside, he was totally drained, physically and spiritually, just burnt out by his job. I mean, he was literally dreading waking up for work. He had constant headaches, stomach problems. He just felt frustrated, depressed, and way older than a guy in his 20s should feel. And I think a lot of us know that feeling, right? That little voice inside screaming, there has got to be more than this. So there he is, one night, can't sleep, feeling totally hopeless. It's 1 a.m, and he's just flipping through channels when he lands on an infomercial. It was for this program called The Mental Bank, and it was making this wild claim that our subconscious beliefs are what actually create our lives. In that moment of desperation, he just went for it. He bought the program, and that one little decision, well, it turned out to be the turning point. It taught him this simple but world-changing idea. Attitude is everything. That concept lit a fire in him to change his thinking, and in the end, his whole life. Okay, so how does attitude really work? This is where Keller uses this brilliant metaphor that just makes it all click. It's super simple, but so powerful. So I want you to think of your attitude like it's a window. When we're born, that window is squeaky clean, totally clear. We're optimistic, we see nothing but possibilities. But then, life happens, and that window gets splattered with dirt, stuff like criticism, self-doubt, rejection, all those little disappointments. And this is where it gets really clear. Someone looking through a dirty window, right, a negative attitude, all they see are the problems, the limitations. Their default setting is just, I can't. But someone with a clean window, they see solutions, they see possibilities. Their default is, I can. And here's the most important part. You can choose to clean your window. And this leads us to the first major principle. Your dominant thoughts, they act like a magnet. They're out there attracting people and situations that match them. So if you're constantly thinking about what you don't have, guess what you're going to get more of? But if you think about success, about opportunity, well, that's what the world starts sending your way. You want a fantastic real-world example of this?
And now, live from the whiteboard, it's me.
Let's talk about the actor Jim Carrey. Way before anyone knew his name, he used this exact principle to, basically write his own future. It's a wild story. Get this, back in 1990, when he was just a struggling comedian, Carrey took out a check, made it out to himself for $10 million. In the memo, he wrote, for acting services rendered, and then he post-dated it for Thanksgiving 1995. He created this physical, tangible version of his goal and kept it in his wallet everywhere he went. And look at what happened. By 1994, he was making millions. By the time that check date rolled around in late 95, he hadn't just met his goal, he'd smashed it. He was now making $20 million a movie. By holding on to that crystal clear thought, he made it happen. It just proves that what your mind can truly believe, it really can achieve. Okay, so we've got our thoughts in order, but how do we get that inner world to show up on the outside? Well, it all starts with the words we use every single day. Think of it like a chain reaction, a set of dominoes. It starts with your thoughts. Those thoughts turn into your words. Your words then reinforce your beliefs. Your beliefs are what drive your actions. And of course, your actions are what create your results. It's a powerful, powerful sequence. All right, let's take a super simple everyday question. We probably answer this a dozen times a day and don't even think twice about it. But our automatic answer has a huge impact on our reality. So check this out. The negative responses, they literally drain our energy. But you know what might be even more dangerous? The mediocre ones. When we say, I'm okay, or not too bad, we are programming our subconscious mind for an okay life, a not too bad life. But by making a conscious choice to say terrific or fantastic, you're not just being nice, you are actively boosting your own energy and rewiring your brain for something better. So thinking positive and speaking positive, they are absolutely essential first steps. But the real magic, the part that makes it all real, doesn't happen until you take that final step. You have to act, and this is all about commitment. Now, commitment isn't just about trying really hard. It's a decision. It's a mindset that says, I am willing to do whatever it takes to get this done. It means it doesn't matter if it takes 5 steps or 155 steps, you're going to see it through to the end. You just don't quit. If you want to understand what true, unshakable commitment looks like, you have got to hear the story of Benjamin Roll. This man decided to chase his dream later in life, and he graduated from law school at 67 years old. But graduating, that was just the beginning. To actually be a lawyer, he had to pass the California bar exam, which is notoriously hard. He took it, and he failed. Then he failed it again, and again. In total, he failed that exam 13 times in a row. Think about that. Most people would have given up after 2 tries, maybe 3. 13? But Benjamin Roll was committed. On his 14th try, at 74 years old, he passed. I mean, that is the definition of persistence. He just decided he was going to pass that exam, no matter what it took. So, we've seen how it all fits together, right? Our thoughts, our words, and our actions, they all team up to create the life we live. And the big takeaway here is actually incredibly simple and empowering. At the end of the day, your attitude is your choice. It's your passport. A negative attitude is a passport to a place filled with frustration and limits. But a positive one? That's your ticket to a world of possibility and success. You get to choose your destination. So the question isn't just what can you change, it's what will you change? Are you going to start by cleaning your window? Maybe choosing some more positive words? Or finally committing to that goal? The choice is all yours, and you can start right now. Thanks for watching.